Hello IACT members, and welcome to our first video legislative update of the 2014 legislative session. This is a critical time in the Indiana General Assembly, and I want to speak directly to you about the proposals that will lead to the full elimination of Indiana's personal property tax, what we refer to as PPT. First, before I get into the details, I want to thank you for your attention and participation on this issue. The threat to eliminate Indiana's PPT has rallied city and town leaders in a way I have never seen before. The council resolutions so many of you have passed are making an impact and sending a real message of unity at the local level. We encourage you to continue passing these council resolutions or reaching out to your county, school, and library systems to pass joint resolutions. We have seen several of these joint statements, and we are very impressed with the cooperation and unified message it sends. Please remember to send your resolutions to your lawmakers and talk to them about each resolution, and also send them to us here at IACT. Hopefully you have heard about Replace, Don't Erase. IACT formed Replace, Don't Erase in an effort to bring greater attention to the threat of PPT elimination without a guaranteed source of replacement revenue at the state level. Our campaign has grown into a coalition of 21 statewide organizations representing schools, counties, townships, libraries, and all statewide police and fire organizations. In an effort to reinforce our message, the IACT Board of Directors and several mayors from around the state held a news conference in Indianapolis on February 11th. This news conference was well attended and drew a lot of positive attention to the consequences of eliminating any amount of the personal property tax without a state-guaranteed replacement revenue. If you would like to view remarks made at this week's news conference or learn more about the issue, please visit the Replace, Don't Erase homepage at www.citiesandtowns.org/PPT. Finally, I want to talk to you about the bills that are currently being considered as a part of this debate. First, House Bill 1001, which passed the House and is currently awaiting a hearing in the Senate. House Bill 1001, while it's held out as a local option, that's not exactly the case. In this bill, the decision to eliminate the PPT is left to the county income tax councils. The County Income Tax Council process would leave many entities with no voice in the process. In most scenarios, the PPT could be eliminated in a county against the objection of a city or town who relies heavily upon it to provide vital services. In all scenarios, the PPT could be eliminated without any consideration of the local school system, township, or library. House Bill 1001 is also noted by lawmakers as a small step towards elimination since it only exempts new equipment. But since new equipment eventually becomes old equipment and is replaced, the measure is a de facto phase out of the tax. Not to mention the fact that old equipment is availed of the same fire protection and public safety services as new equipment. Senate Bill 1, which was heard in the House Ways and Means Committee on February 10th, is what I would call a sleeper bill. It appears almost harmless on its face, but any dollar that the state is arbitrarily taking away from local services should be replaced by the state. Further, this bill could have loopholes and technical concerns that we are just now hearing about. These issues bring to light that the one thing in this bill we absolutely agree upon is the need for a blue ribbon panel to study this matter further. Only we believe it should be studied before we even discuss implementing any type of PPT elimination. Recently, there was a positive step in the right direction regarding Senate Bill 1. Governor Pence, during a meeting with several IACT members, said that he is open to state replacement for lost revenue in Senate Bill 1. This is certainly movement in the right direction, and we appreciate that he is listening to our concerns. Of course, the legislature writes the bills, and they have not warmed to our position of full replacement revenue. One final important update I have for you is regarding a report released recently by the Indiana Fiscal Policy Institute titled, "The Personal Property Tax in Indiana, Its Reduction or Elimination is No Simple Task." The report highlights many of the pitfalls, difficulties, and concerns that arise from the idea of eliminating Indiana's personal property tax. An excerpt from the report states, "One could argue that local governments should just tighten their belts to accommodate a more business-friendly tax climate in Indiana. Many local governments are still in the process of readjusting their budgets and revenue streams to adjust for the revenue losses as a result of the property tax caps, otherwise known as the circuit breaker. The losses under existing law are estimated to exceed $800 million in 2015 and the elimination of the personal property tax would add an additional $550 million in losses statewide, plus an additional $134 million in reductions to rate-controlled funds. Those numbers are significant, and in most jurisdictions will not easily be accommodated with either increased taxes and user fees or reductions in local services. For a complete copy of the report and any additional information you need about the potential elimination of the personal property tax, please visit www.citiesandtowns.org/PPT. Thank you for your time and your continued hard work. Your voice is being heard, and you must keep it up during these critical weeks of work at the State House. As always, please email or call me or any member of the IACT team with any questions you might have. Thank you.